It's your girl Ash and I am back with another video, and today I'm going to be watching The British in Their Tea by Sargon. If you guys would like to check out my other videos, the link will be up at the top. And if you guys would like to follow me on Instagram, the link will be down below. And if you haven't subscribed already, what are you waiting for? Hit that red button so you can be a part of the family. Don't forget to give your girl a thumbs up. Enough of me talking, let's get straight into this reaction.
Tea comes from India, therefore it's not British. What is the point of this statement? It isn't correct anyway. Tea is from China, and during the late 17th century it became fashionable to drink with sugar among the English aristocracy as part of a health fad. However,
Catherine of Braganza made drinking tea a thing, right? She was from Portuguese, and she was the wife of King Charles, I believe King Charles the first or the second, one of the two. And I know that she made drinking tea a thing. I did a video and they talked a little bit about that as well.
China had a monopoly on the tea trade, and so the British created tea plantations in India in order to break China's control over this desirable good.
But didn't Portuguese
But let's
trade
assume
as well?
the statement was true, and not a misunderstanding of the history of the tea trade. What does it even mean to be British then? We were recently informed by a CBBC segment called Horrible Histories that various aspects of British history and culture, such as castles, the monarchy, cooking, fashion, tea, sugar, and cotton, were all not British. In fact, hardly anything is British. If almost all aspects of British culture are actually not British, what are we even talking about?
Yeah.
A subject that barely even exists. Just some damp archipelago in northwest Europe. The answer is, of course, that culture is not about location. It is about expression. Culture is the tone and character of what people do.
Yeah.
It's usually associated with particular geographic areas because that's where our cultural expressions are localized. The nature of these actions has a common identifiable form, which we call its character. And that is what is being commented upon when we ascribe certain kinds of cultural expression to a geographical location.
Yeah.
We are
That's like, because, what some people think, well, like fried chicken, black people love fried chicken, potato salad, watermelon. Some do, some don't. It's kind of like a culture thing. So it's like kind of like a culture, character, behavior thing. So this is definitely a valid point that he's making.
describing the character of the behavior that is typical of the people who occupy that place. If we are to associate tea drinking with Britain, we are not declaring that tea comes from Britain, nor is it implied that it should originate from within Britain.
It's just they think,
we are
thing that
saying
they
that
do.
British people enjoy consuming tea,
Yeah.
often as a social ritual that has a particular character. And of course, it is this character that is something that foreign visitors to England often relish when they visit an English tea room. The British affinity for tea is an emergent property of Britain's cultural life. It did not emerge in India, where they did not drink tea with milk and sugar from porcelain cups and saucers, accompanied by scones with clotted cream and jam, and possibly sandwiches with the crusts cut off, while sat in an English country garden. This kind of cultural expression emerged in Britain, and the trade networks that supplied the tea and sugar from across the world were a product of the British Empire, so we understandably call it British. But why are we even having this conversation? It seems that certain children's entertainers would have us believe that if we can identify the components of a thing, then it essentially ceases to be. Where does this line of logic end? Are we not all actually from Africa? Are we not all animals? Are we not all made of stardust? If we can trace the origins of the molecules in every human being, does that mean that the human race no longer exists? The English language itself is an example that any coherent thing is more than the sum of its parts. Around 1,500 years ago, the Roman Empire withdrew from Britain. Tribes from northern Germany and Denmark migrated to the British Isles and conquered the territory that would come to be known as England. The Kingdom of England, as a political entity, has existed for over 1,000 years and has fought wars with almost every other major power on Earth, either independently or part of the United Kingdom, and has conquered and been conquered in turn. Over this vast period of time, the language spoken by the English has changed and incorporated foreign influences from many different languages.
That's true.
And out of this confluence, something we can uniquely identify as the English language has emerged. A language not intelligible to speakers of other languages. We can declare that the English language comes from England with absolutely no confusion. It doesn't come from France, Germany, Italy, or Greece, no matter what we might think of each culture's impact on the language itself. England is the original English-speaking country.
It is.
Before the language was spread across the world during the Age of Sail. Knowing the etymology of each word in the English language does not make the language any less intelligible to anyone who speaks it, nor does it help non-speakers understand it. Taken apart, the disparate collection of words from different cultures would make no sense, but when incorporated into a common language, they are infused with meaning that is unique to the language itself.
Yes,
it becomes a thing that did not exist before. It makes no sense to suggest that because we can identify the origin or components of a thing, then we have deconstructed the thing, at which point it no longer exists. Not only is this the reverse of how we understand or create anything, but by this standard, almost nothing exists. This line of reasoning can be applied to anything. So at what point does the recurring process of deconstruction end? Nothing is pure. Everything exists in the world and is constructed of other parts. It also seems remarkably exclusionary to say that things that originated outside of England can't be incorporated into its customs and culture. It has a whiff of blood and soil nationalism about it, as if England isn't an outward-facing nation that has had a great influence on the rest of the world and has been influenced in turn. It suggests that worthiness is only found in purity, and anything that did meet the standards laid out by a deconstructionist would have to be admitted to be superior. Is that really a path we wish to tread? If we agree that tea comes from India, therefore it's not British, is a valid statement, does this logic then not apply to things other than tea? What prevents us from making the same observation about people?
Valid point.
Not much, it would seem. So perhaps this is not the line of argumentation that the politically correct should pursue, and instead we should just let the British have their tea.
I like Sargon. I like the way that he breaks things down. It's just so easy to just grasp what he's trying to say. It's a culture thing. It's a character behavior thing. The British isn't saying, oh, we own the tea, we created it. No, but it's their thing, the thing that they like to do. Comment down below. I love Sargon. I love how he explains things, and it's just so easy to like really understand it. He doesn't make it complicated. Comment down below, let me know what you guys think. Don't forget to give your girl a thumbs up, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye fam.